I made it Organdy kimono again, but this time around I used another method that is different from the first method I used in the first tutorial that I uploaded.
And honestly, if you would ask me, I prefer the second method to the first method because I feel that this second method is neater and it gives it a very perfect finishing more than the first method. This is the first method. This tutorial that is showing up here is the first method. If you want to watch that first method, just click on the link that is currently showing up on your screen, or you can check the description box below this video to watch the first method. But this second method is another way I used in making this kimono, and in this tutorial I'll be teaching you all of it. This was the first kimono that I made using that first method. It's not as if the first method too is bad. It's not bad, it's completely okay. It's just that to me, I prefer the second method, which I'll be teaching you in this tutorial, to the first one. This is the outcome of the first method that I used. You can see that it's completely different from the second method that you'll be watching soon. My name is Oluwatosin. In case it's the first time you are seeing my tutorial, and you're welcome. To all my returning subscribers, you're also welcome. In case you're new here, please consider subscribing, and don't just subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new tutorial on this channel. The first video of this kimono that I uploaded, I started from where I cut the kimono. I spoke about all the measurements you need to measure on whoever you want to sew this kimono for. So I started that tutorial with the cutting. It is a more detailed tutorial than this one, in the sense that it started with the cutting and then I proceeded to the sewing of the kimono, all in that tutorial. So you need to watch that tutorial, because this one I'll start from the sewing. I'll move straight to the sewing because the cutting of both kimonos, they are the same method, no difference at all. It's just the sewing that have a little bit of differences, which I'll be teaching you soon in this tutorial. So if you don't know how to cut this kimono that we are talking about, please check the description box below for the link that will take you to the first tutorial of it that I uploaded, where I spoke about the cutting before the sewing, because this is going to be basically a sewing tutorial. With all of this being said, let us move directly into the tutorial. So there is no joining on the shoulder of this kimono. The first one too, there is no joining on the shoulder. I cut it together front and back without any form of joining. So after cutting, the first thing you will do is to sew across the neckline from up to down. Sew it with like 1 inch. Double fold it and let it be as neat as possible from down one side to the upper part, then down to the other side. When you are done sewing across that neckline, front and neckline side, what is next is to shape. So in the first tutorial, I shaped with like 1/2 inch. You should watch that video in case you need to understand better. Don't forget the link is down in the description box of this particular video you are watching. But for this particular one, I'll be shaping it with between 1 inch to 1.5 inch, because I need that allowance a lot, and you will understand why when we get there. So first right side to right side, and then you are going to be shaping from down to where the armhole starts. For the round sleeve, I used this person's armhole. I even had to add 2 inches because it's supposed to be very, very wide. So our armhole is 16. In total, I used 18. So as the fabric is unfolded off to, I measured 9. So you'll be shaping from the down to the round sleeve, or from the round sleeve to the down, either ways. Just make sure that you are using at least 1 inch to shape it. In my case, I even used 1.5. So after shaping, you open up your allowance like this, the sewing allowance, and then you give it a good press. You press across that part that you've stitched. Then when you're done pressing, you now fold each allowance to each side. You can see the way I double folded each allowance to each side. You fold to the right and fold to the left, and let your folding be as tiny as possible. You're going to double fold it to each side, and then you stitch from down. This time around, you will not be stopping at the round sleeve. You will stitch from the down up to the round sleeve. In fact, when you get to the round sleeve, you still keep stitching. You double fold the round sleeve as well and stitch to the shoulder, the part. No, there's no joining on the shoulder, so the part that will fall on the shoulder, and then from there you turn it to the other side and keep coming down like that. So you are stitching from down to the up, not to where the armhole starts. I mean the round sleeve, not to where the round sleeve starts. You fold the round sleeve together with it, just the way I'm doing. So you fold the round sleeve together with it, and then when you get to the up, the part that falls on the shoulder, you flip your kimono to the other side, and then you keep stitching. You can see now I've gotten to that round sleeve and I didn't stop. I kept on folding. Just make sure that your fold is as neat as possible, and this is one of the reasons you have to make sure that you are using at least 1 inch, 1.5 inch, even 2 inches to shape, so that you can fold that round sleeve side big, so that it will not be tiny, because you have to use the same consistency that you used from down to the up, and then to the other side as well. So you do this to both sides that you've shaped, and basically that is it on this kimono. What is next is just to fold it down depending on the allowance you've added to the length. In my case, I added 2 inches to the length, so I folded it down of this kimono with 2 inches. It's that simple. If at this point you are still with me and you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and don't just subscribe. Please turn on notification bell so that YouTube can notify you when next I upload a new tutorial on this channel, because on this channel I upload sewing tutorials on daily basis. So when you are done with this stitching, you will give all of your kimono a very good press, especially those parts that you stitched on: the neckline, the shaping side, the round sleeve. Give it a very, very good press. If you have any question, please don't forget to ask me down in the comment section. As much as possible, you can help me share my tutorial and meet your friends and loved ones. And if you're interested in watching that first tutorial of this kimono that I uploaded, please click on the box on the right side of your screen. Then you can as well click on the box on the left side of your screen. It is a very, very educating sewing tutorial that it contains as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.